Hey everyone, so here's the update I was promising on the front suspension. As you can see inside here in the engine compartment, we got a new sway bar in, about a 1/4 inch thicker than what the normal one is, so that should provide some good stability left to right. Got new bushings in the strut rods, you can see right there and over there. The strut rods, we're still okay, so we're just going to clean those up and paint them. Nothing wrong with the rods themselves. And as far as on the outside and the fender, we got new rotors, new caps, new caliper, new brake pads. The brake line hasn't been hooked up yet, but we're not to that point yet anyway. Got new tie rod ends on. Need to adjust those for wheel alignment, but yeah, everything's new, greased up, good to go. I still got a caliper over here on the bench that I'm working on for the passenger side. It's going to kind of show you something that's kind of neat on these brake pads. As you can see, have holes in them that go all the way through. Well, you don't see that on newer cars these days, but these brake pads actually have 2 holes in the calipers where a rod goes through there and a clip goes on there to help prevent brake chatter. So this goes down on here like such, and it clamps over each side with these little they're just like adjusters to help keep it in place. So you get that on there good. Make sure it's on both sides. There we go. And then you have this rod that goes through there. It's like a pin. So the pin goes through this side. And it comes out over here. And then as that comes out, it's kind of hard to get to. It almost takes 2 people. But as you push that in there, you'll see there's a small little rim on that. And what happens is you take this clip and you have to put this clip on that rim and snap it in place. And that keeps this brake from chattering, going back and forth. Basically holds it to the caliper. So yeah, you won't see that anymore this day and age. Then of course the other one goes on there on this side, on the rotor itself, on the back side. And once we have those in, we can tighten them down, and then we can go ahead and then eventually hook up the brake lines, put some brake fluid in it, and bleed the brakes, and we'll actually have brakes. So that's where I'm at right now. I got to put this one in on the other side, and once I'm done with it, it should look just like this one. And you can see here where those 2 clips are. One here, holding that rod coming out, and one down here, holding that one on. Keeps this from chattering. So it's the way they did it back then, 50 years ago, I guess. So I'm almost done with it. Then as you can see, we got new springs, new shocks, new upper and lower control arms on both sides. That's the end of the sway bar. We haven't hooked it up yet because we don't have enough weight in the car to get the end link in there correctly. So a buddy of mine that is a pretty good car mechanic said we need to wait on that until we get the engine in to give us more weight so we can hook up the end links correctly. And then the front suspension will be all but complete. So these springs are the bigger springs for the 429 we're going to be putting in her. So hopefully everything will work out right, go in there smoothly. 429's out there in the LTD, which won't be long, and it'll be coming out of there and it'll be going right here in the garage. Got this area nice and cleaned up so we can put a 429 over here on an engine stand and start working on it and going through it. We're hoping once we get it the way we want it and want to put it in, we should be pushing around 500 horsepower in this little pony. And that's a lot of horses for this light little Mach 1. So she ought to rock and roll. Alright, just thought I'd give you a quick update. I'm going to get on the other side and put that caliper on, and then we'll be done for a little while. We'll talk to y'all later.